Lately, I've been seeing a massive increase into the trends when it comes to Black culture. As always, Black American culture is completely dominating the world as we speak. Then again, Black culture has always been on top on a cultural and historical level. And Black culture, without a doubt, is the one culture that completely influences the entire world. There's a massive trend going on in Japan as we speak of many Japanese people participating into getting Black hairstyles. Thousands of Japanese individuals are getting braids, dreadlocks, afros, etc. because they are inspired by Black culture, Black artists, and Black people. There's a massive part of me that is completely excited, ecstatic that other people is taking part of Black culture and taking so much interest and love into it. However, I also understand that despite this, there are some individuals who claims they love Black culture but don't even love the people. And there are some individuals who completely deny the entire existence of Black culture and turn around and celebrate it anyway like it's a fucking holiday. Regardless, I also try to keep an open mind and understand that there are many people all across the world who loves Black culture and love Black people, because I've personally met individuals, especially from different countries, who loves Black culture, loves Black people, and even loves their history. So without a doubt, these individuals from their lovely countries they come from, they exist. We are not the only ones with incredibly popular culture. Korean culture and Japanese culture is also very popular. This is an undeniable fact because Korean culture is actually very popular within the Black community. Hence why there are so many Black artists, people, etc. coming together, making collaborations, etc. So it's not the culture exchange that is incredible, but the relationship and the connections between both of our culture is immense. Meaning, our culture, Black culture, is incredibly influential and compatible with other cultures. We inspire food, clothing style, hairstyles, music, and dare I say tanning, even the language and the slang we speak. And this is just one of the many reasons why I love being Black and I love Black culture. For me personally, I absolutely have no problem when it comes to people participating in our culture. However, not paying homage, not giving respect where it's due, and most importantly, hating the people but not the culture is something that I do not rock with at all. If you don't like us, why do you want to be us so bad? You get what I'm saying? Yet at the same time, if you are completely honest, you pay your homage and you understand the fabrications of what it comes to Black culture and Black people, then you and I can be best friends. It's really not that hard to understand. It's actually very easy to comprehend. There are just some individuals who just lack that common sense. I don't want to keep dragging this out, so I'll end it with this. Black culture doesn't only just shape the world, but it also brings so many people all across the globe to bring us and them together. It allows the opportunity for them to understand us more. My ideology is millions of people across the world, and very soon, will be able to understand Black people on a deeper level. And I truly believe that is happening right now. We're not quite there yet. We still have a long way to go. But regardless, it's relieving to say the least. That's all I gotta say on the matter. It's Onyx, and I'm gone.
I've seen a lot of comments of this variety, yet no one expounds or goes into details about the ways in which she is using Black American culture. What aspects of Black American culture do you and others feel she is appropriating or using? When people say this, typically they're talking about the way someone talks or their aesthetics. If you've heard Tyla talk, Tyla is South African, and that comes through very clearly in the way she speaks and in how she even sings. It comes through in how she carries herself, her mannerisms. Tyla is very South African. If you're going to use her aesthetics or how she presents to say she is using Black American culture, what is it, the braids? Like, I really want so badly to encourage people to travel, because not only is it an experience that will enrich your lives, but it will also broaden your understanding of the world. A lot of the ways in which we receive and understand the world is through our own personal experiences, because we are the center of our own world. So if you are an American, America is the center of your world. However, America is not the center of the world, and that is the biggest difference. When you travel more, you will understand this. When you get to know other people's cultures and how they present, and even different aesthetics and subcultures in different countries, you will realize that maybe what you ascribe to your own personal culture in this particular case, Black culture, is not exclusive to Black Americans and Black culture. So again, going back to Tyla's aesthetics and the way she presents herself, what is it, the braids? Because again, Tyla is a South African woman and we constantly see her in cornrows. Go check her Instagram. Baby girl been in cornrows. She's been in cornrows before she became mainstream and crossed over to American culture. Is it the gem in her tooth? Because I was in South Africa last month And I saw a lot of people with not only gems in their teeth, but gold teeth, to the point that I was like, maybe am I missing something? Do I need to come back? And when I get back home, I need to put a gem in my tooth. Like, I thought it was wavy. I loved it. But if you are only experiencing gems in teeth, gold teeth, grills, if your only understanding of it is American culture, specifically Black American culture, it is easy to look at her and be like, oh, she's using Black culture, she's appropriating Black American culture, when that's not the case. It's just you have no understanding of cultures outside of your own. Is it the artist she's collaborating with? You know, Black American rappers, Gunna and Travis Scott. Well, she also collabs with Thames and Ira Star, who are Afrobeats artists. So now is she using Nigerian culture? Is she using Afrobeats to be a part of Nigerian culture? She also collaborated with Becky G. Is she using a Latina woman to try to appropriate or use Latin culture? What are we talking about here? Is it the water dance, which many Americans would automatically receive as twerking? However, it is actually a dance of South African origin, the Barkhadi dance. When she was on the Kai Cenat show and she was trying to teach him how to do the dance, and then when she gets to that part where you're pouring the water and doing the Barkhadi dance, what she said was, okay, now you twerk, because she understood she was speaking to an American audience, and the way they would understand what she was trying to say is to refer to it as a twerking dance. And while twerking is associated with Black American culture, hip hop culture, dancing culture, it is actually a dance of the African diaspora that originated in Africa. So again, this comment that I'm responding to, it's not new. I've seen a lot of people say she is using Black American culture. No one has expressed how. So how is Tyler using Black American culture? How?
Hello tribe, welcome back again to this particular channel here. I go by Sherlock in case if it is your first time. Now, this is the tea. Black culture is having a great influence. And I find that I do agree without even having many supports around. But I find that life will be boring. Would be boring without the blacks. There is a certain kind of enthusiasm that comes with the black in the house. Now, that is to say the Black culture. I don't know. There is a certain kind of a vibe. I might not have exact words, to just describe this particular thing, but I can tell you that Black's culture, or the Black culture, is having that influence in the entire world. Even as just listening from the two guys and the lady from the video, from the two videos that we've just watched. And I find that, to this particular very extent, it tells you that there is a certain kind of a genesis, like there is, like they're leaving the Black culture's shadow. What I mean by the shadow here is that, everything else that, they're celebrating out there somehow has its root, from the Black and the brown people to that particular very extent. And I also do stand corrected, because you're going to have reactions from different people who've got different opinions of what exactly they think. We're going to listen to them shortly. And of course, as usual, guys, at the end of it, I'll circle back with more comments and more sentiments over the same. But along the line, do drop me your comments on the comment section. Let me also get your thoughts and sentiments of what exactly you think of the Black culture dominating. Let's keep on watching.
I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody says. Jamaica is one of the most influential Black countries on this planet Earth. On this planet Earth, hands down, Jamaicans is one of the most influential people on this planet that will stand against anything. I don't care. Back in the day, everyone had to claim to be Jamaican to be accepted. I don't care. Nowadays, everyone's being accepted. Everybody's music is being accepted. Everything's being accepted. But we were standing out when none of us was really accepting. When they weren't even accepting Black music, when they weren't even accepting them spaces, we were still standing out there and telling people exactly who we were and what we represent. And that is the reason why we stand as one of the most influential countries on this planet. And I don't care what nobody says, because we're a country of 3 million people. We're a country of 3 million people. And we influence from our lands all the way that way and all the way that way. Okay? So I just want to shout out. I just want to shout out to all my Jamaicans. And I just wanted to shout out to all the people that love Jamaica, because We're one influential motherfucking country, and nobody can tell me differently. And I respect my country highly, and I will always talk about my country highly because we're one of the top. And I don't care. The haters can come, but we are one of the most influential countries. And the reason why corporations and brands and everybody will continuously to watch what we're doing year on year on year, because we set records. Period. Done.
Billie Eilish being influenced by Black culture is a necessary conversation. I understand that a lot of y'all don't really get it and you think that we're just hating or we old and whatever excuses y'all like to use. This is why I do Hoochie History. Because it is very important to acknowledge when you see a trend or when you see someone that is very much influenced by a certain culture, to call that out. Nobody said Miss Mamas needs to go to jail. It is important to acknowledge that she is taking influence from a certain group of people culturally who have been discriminated against for dressing this way. And I love Billie Eilish. I love her music. I want you to stay. Ooh. But we do have to acknowledge that a lot of times when these looks and trends are repopularized by white people, that they get named other things, and the people who started those and are the foundations of those looks don't get any credit, don't get any acknowledgement. So we have to call it out. This is how we end up with sticky bangs. This is how we end up with brownie lips. This is how the names of the things that we have created turn into something totally different. And all of a sudden, the braids you've been getting since 8th grade turn into Kim Kardashian boxer braids.
There was a security memorandum that came out, I think it was in the late 70s, early 80s, where the U.S. government, in a private security memorandum that has now been published now, said the greatest threat to American foreign interests is what? The operational unity of Africans in America and Africans in Africa. This is the government. Our biggest threat is if we let the blacks on that side of the Atlantic Ocean organize.
This is a memo?
Oh, it's a memo. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I could probably get you the numbers. It's not on the top of my head right now. Absolutely.
Right.
Some people have even published it in books. It's definitely on the internet. People have referred to it. So they basically said, in essence, pan-Africanism is our only problem. They don't care about nothing else. People pushing religions, people pushing socialism. They don't care about that. Pan-Africanism is the only threat to white supremacy. And this is why they hate blacks in America so much, the white power structure. We're the only non-white people in the country who cannot be sent home.
Right.
You cannot be deported. Slavery destroyed your cultural, psychological, and intellectual connection to your ancestral homeland. If the Ghanaian get on your nerve, he go back to Ghana. If the Puerto Rican gets on your nerves, he go back to Puerto Rico. If the Afro-Cuban gets on your nerves, he or she go back to Cuba. If the Chinese get on your nerves, send them back to China. If the East Indian gets on your nerves, send them back to India. If the Arab gets on your nerve, send them back to one of the Middle Eastern states. But when American Africans get on your nerves, where do you deport us to? Most American Africans are so brainwashed, they think they're American. So you cannot deport them because this is what they identify with most. So in other words, the white man created his own problem, which makes it almost impossible to deport us. So the only way to get rid of us is a systemic system of racial genocide. And that's what they're using.
And here I am, tribe. I told you that I will circle back at the end of this particular show here with more comments, more sentiments of the same, and find out that it is somehow that the world is shaped to some very extent. Let's just call a spade, you know. Yes, the world to some very extent in many different platforms, in many domains, like in the music industry. The language, and even the vibe, and also even the carrying around of people. Like, you'll find that there is they won't really openly acknowledge and say that, hey, you guys, you're really rocking. I don't know why that one is really they won't come out and say that you have a thing with you guys, and we do have a thing. Yes, we do have a thing with ourselves, and don't get me wrong, we do have a thing with ourselves, and of course which means that I might not really have the exact words to describe what that thing could be, but I can tell you that there is some vigor, some vibrancy that comes with the black in the house, and that is my sentiment up to this particular very end. But again, let's continue the conversation on the comment section. your words, your sentiments, your thoughts really amount to something. Let's meet in the next one.